Before exploring the Orkney sites, how we got there is also worth noting. The best trips I have found have some form of concept behind them. It provides a form of purpose to the journey, something that keeps motivation, excitement and drive. This trip had a concept long in the making, but grew in scope. What started out as a fantasy motorbike journey to the Highlands of Scotland morphed to one that was to take in those roads, but now included the almost mythical Neolithic Orkney World Heritage Sites and monuments. The destination is not the sole purpose though. The miles travelled are a core part, and the journey northwards is not to be taken for granted. Past the Great Lochs of Lomond and Ness, they appear like paintings in your peripheral vision, the landscape surreal in its beauty and grandeur. The geography gradually changes to more rugged and mountainous. The roads become more twisty, ribbons of tarmac draped over the topography. Through the great glens towards Scotland's largest peaks, the setting itself makes you feel small. Unstan or Unstan is a Neolithic chambered cairn built sometime between 3400 and 2800 BC on a promontory that extends into the Loch of Stenness near the settlement of Howe. It is particularly well preserved and of a monument type often referred to as a stalled cairn due to its distinctive internal structure. It was the first site of the discovery of a distinctive style of pottery known as Unstan ware. Most of the pottery was shattered or incomplete. This is common in chambered cairns and suggests that the vessels were intentionally broken for inclusion with the dead. The passage opens to the east, aiming towards the Stenness stone circle across the loch, rather than a specific solstice sunrise, although this eastern view does include the sun in early spring and late summer. The Stones of Stenness were once a much more complete monument than it is today. It now lacks the encircling ditch and bank, but excavation has shown it would have been a henge, and may be the oldest henge site in the British Isles. The stone circle would originally have had up to 12 stones, laid out in an ellipse around 32 metres in diameter, with the focus of the interior a large hearth. Research indicates these 5,000-year-old Neolithic stones are aligned with the sun and moon, specifically marking significant solar and lunar alignments, such as the winter and summer solstices. Camaraderie and the bonds of friendship on these types of road trips seems to increase with each passing day. The pace of modern life is all too often frenetic, and there is a change in the pace these trips provide. The Barnhouse Neolithic complex dates to around 3000 BC and is sited by the shore of the Loch of Harry. Excavations revealed the base courses of at least 15 freestanding houses. The houses were clustered around a central open space that was divided into areas for making pottery and the working of flint, bones and hides. Evidence suggests that Barnhouse was abandoned around 2600 BC. The last structure added had a room about 7 metres square with walls 3 metres thick and an entrance facing towards the northwest, so that the midsummer sunset shone along the passageway. Skara Brae is a place that I run out of superlatives for. It is rightly held up as an exemplar of our Neolithic past. It is the best preserved Neolithic settlement anywhere in Europe and is a feast for the senses. The site was occupied from roughly 3180 BC to around 2500 BC. Once thought to be an underground settlement, the structures are now understood as freestanding stone houses, insulated and stabilised with midden. The buildings follow a similar layout with a central hearth, beds and a dresser opposite the entrance. Today, 10 structures and 4 passageways are visible, although an unknown quantity of additional structures have already been lost to sea erosion. The Ring of Brodgar is surely one of the most recognisable monuments of the Orkney skyline, and lies within one of the densest concentrations of Neolithic archaeology in Britain. It is generally thought to have been erected between 2500 and 2000 BC and was, therefore, the last of the great Neolithic monuments built on the Ness. However, precise dating has not been possible to this point. The stone circle is an almost perfect circle 104 metres in diameter and originally had up to 60 stones, of which only 27 remain standing at the end of the 20th century. The stones are set within a circular ditch up to 3 metres deep, 9 metres wide and 380 metres in circumference that was carved out of solid sandstone bedrock and likely to have contained water at certain times of the year. It is widely believed, although not emphatically or empirically evidenced, to have solar and lunar alignments, potentially marking solstices, equinoxes and lunar standstills. There is little doubt of the ritual and ceremonial significance of the site. Surrounding the ring are numerous prehistoric monuments, including other stone circles, chambered tombs, standing stones, burial mounds, cairns, and earthworks. This unusually dense concentration of sites indicates that the central part of mainland Orkney functioned as a major ceremonial centre during the Neolithic period. As time has worn on, these sites that we once studied with youthful curiosity as students have become much more than dry, academic, ethereal places. They take on new and more profound meaning. Perhaps as one's mortality hones into view, they are tangible portals to our own being, that of the ancestors who themselves were mindful, perhaps more so, of such things. They have a grounding effect and are tangible connections to a wider state of consciousness.